Oh, hi. You've caught me making the latest. That is censored! And that is a hole in the ground. This section formerly called various different things. Probably called names. Probably called unfortunate names. In any case, that is a hole in the ground, and that's, you get the idea. We made sure that we featured some rich brown tones in the word censored there, because it's highly censored. So we wanted to make sure that it had that kind of fecal-esque sort of quality to it there. So, welcome to the That Is Censored, and That Is a Hole in the Ground portion of the videos, where we fumble our way through a bunch of algorithms that change every hour, much less every day. Let's talk about tariffs. Let's talk about tariffs. Tariffs are a series of taxes that are imposed on consumers, disguised as something to achieve some sort of geopolitical end. But ultimately, the geopolitical end, regardless of whether or not it's achieved, is achieved at the expense of the consumer. So the same poor people that it's claimed to help are the ones who take the damage, because businesses have to raise prices in order to carry those tariffs on to the consumer at both ends. So if you think the Chinese government's paying the tariffs, a tariff is nothing more than a tax on the consumer. Shout out Tom, check it out, Scum Incorporated. Check out silver prices. Silver prices over $18 an ounce. Were you here back then when we were talking about how you should buy it at $14 an ounce? Let's look at some other interesting speculative investments here, such as Bitcoin, as listed on the Coinbase system. All right, enough of that. And there's Bitcoin hovering around a support level just over $10,000 per coin. Here's going to look at Ethereum, also on the Coinbase exchange. That's not the right thing. Ethereum on Coinbase, the second most popular cryptocurrency after. This is kind of like the silver of crypto, if that makes sense. And this is settling around 180 per Ethereum coin. So again, that's on the Coinbase exchange, and the reason we have to look at different exchanges, folks, is because the volume data is always real weird and questionable when it comes to crypto trades. Enough said about that. Now, fraud expert and ex-con artist warns that the debit card is the worst financial tool ever given to the American consumer. And that's because every time you use your card as a debit card, you are exposing vital banking information. So the suggestion here is that you use a credit card and pay it off every month, hence paying no interest, and keeping the liability in the hands of that credit card transaction, which is protected by a lot more stuff than your debit card. There are links to the article below the video. Let's talk about bricks. Degrees bricks, okay? The higher the bricks level, the higher the sugar content in an aqueous solution. And this is an issue if you do things like work out at very high intensity levels. You'll notice afterwards, if you consume something really, really sugary, It might upset your stomach. Well, that's an effect of the Brix ratio. This is part of the reason why Gatorade tastes a little bland, unless you're like dehydrated, for instance. Anyway, Brix ratio is super important. It does cause inflammation, as when you consume sugar, you get an insulin spike. Now, of course, not after extreme sports like cycling, but you get insulin spikes, you get a glucose spike, you notice your energy goes up and down suddenly when you consume sugary stuff. So we recommend that you do stuff like study the keto diet. Now, let's look at one of the mysterious advantages to a high-fat diet. A high-fat diet. Fats are the most important food in your diet, folks. So consider this, this study right here showing that in mice, apparently Alzheimer's has a lowered risk factor as a result of high-fat diets. So we've been studying the keto diet for a while. We're going to leave links to that. So check that out. Also, check out Dr. Berg's YouTube channel. It's got almost 3.1 million subscribers. And yeah, click the bell. This guy puts out about a video every day, and not bad, not bad. Of course, we don't agree with everything he says, and I'm not on any kind of a strict keto diet. Full disclosure, I cheat regularly. I'm not on a strict keto diet. I do understand the concepts of it, though, which I think are super important. Even portions of the U.S. military are requiring understanding of the keto diet in these particular times. How about magic mushrooms? As a craze goes across the U.S. Now, there are many of us who believe all drugs should be legalized because of the effects that it has on things like the crime rate and also the economy, the cost of law enforcement and incarceration and so on, but also in terms of human health. So in this case, this Medical Express article, I believe it's picked up from USA Today, although I don't see a link, about people taking magic mushrooms because of various mental issues. So I've been studying mental health formally since high school, I guess I could say. And I also have taken most of the classes for a BS in psychology degree, about 83% of those classes. And I've been reading the cutting edge stuff about this for decades. And this is legit. Magic mushrooms, MDMA, and other sorts of ayahuasca and things like that can be used for extremely effective things like PTSD therapy, for instance. Links to that article. Also, were you aware that we're on other social media? Ones that you have to wade through a quagmire of nonsense to get the posts that you want to be able to see, like Facebook? Facebook.com/smAsho. We're also on Twitter, and while we don't tweet very much, we are there. Also on Gab. Check us out on Gab if you like. Send us a message or something. And on Minds, the future of social media. Thanks everybody who does stuff like wire us money or tokens or whatever. Minds.com/smAsho. You can find a lot of the media that we put up on there, such as, thanks for being ungoogleable. Thanks for being ungoogleable. Also, thanks new subscribers on YouTube. We appreciate that. Talk about scammers. Kit Boga's not a scammer. He's only got 379,000 subscribers. I'm surprised he doesn't have more than that because he is epic. He just released a new video today. I'm going to play a clip and not put it too far forward because I don't want to spoil my own enjoyment as I haven't watched this yet myself. But I'm going to play a clip. Shout out to Kit Boga. I'm pretty sure he's the ultimate scam baiter, so let's see what's happening here, as I'm sure Most of our viewers have been scammed or had idiots attempt to scam you and, offer to do stuff like make a Medicare claim when you're not on Medicare, and offer to fix your Apple computer when you don't have an Apple computer, and offer to do other kinds of idiotic things. Anyway, check out a clip.
Oh my God, this is bad.
Yeah, we'll get you the screen back,
Right,
and
you
you
hear
just have
this?
to log into your account so that you.
He just wants him to log into his bank account or something like that. No big deal. I'm sure most people would fall for this. Anyway, if you follow us on Patreon, you'll be able to hear some things that happen occasionally when we get called by scammers, as we are involved in the world of anti-scam.
Oh, hi, I'd like to cancel your existence. You need to turn on the computer so I can cancel your subscription. Oh, yes. No, you don't understand. I've called to cancel your existence. Does that make sense?
I don't know if it made sense to him, but he hung up right afterwards when I told him I just called to cancel your existence. Hey, leave a comment if you're sick of hearing scams. Leave a comment if you're a proper entropy buster, as telling dudes that you're going to track them down in whatever Southeast Asian country Central Asian country that they're located in. You're going to go on vacation and show up at their office. Tell them that they'll enjoy that. It'll increase it. They'll have a delightful day as they try to, get you to buy them Google Play cards or whatever the latest nonsense is. As this is part of our mission, folks, it is to reduce entropy. It's also to assist, study, and report on the ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics, to raise the awareness of the general population of the relationship between space, weather, and Earth effects, as I think these dudes in India and Pakistan are a little spaced out and confused about how things like Medicare and the IRS work. To connect and consult with media organizations, hence, hey, look, it's a YouTube video, cheers, to demonstrate cutting-edge proof-of-concept solutions to problems like our already indoor tomatoes. We brought them in early, just in case it suddenly freezes. To publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary manner, to assist mankind by advancing the study of predictive phenomenon, like looking at the ionosphere and things. And to not be ossified in our beliefs. So again, please follow us on Patreon. You'll hear great audio files. Thanks, Smash Team. Thanks, everybody. And one last thing. Don't tune out yet, because there's more. How about, you ever hear of Vipassana meditation? Well, you can go on free meditation retreats. You need silence for 10 days? Well, check this out. Links in the description to this also. You can go on a free Vipassana meditation retreat, perhaps get off the medication and turn to meditation. For instance, if you're in Hawaii, no, we're not going to do Hawaii. How about New York? Probably the closest one to me, as I am located in eastern PA. Here's the site for it. I believe it goes to White Plains, I think. Someplace upstate. We're not talking New York City. There we go. 2-day courses. Okay. 10-day course in Fishkill and 2-day course somewhere, probably at their regular center. Anyway, links to that in the description below the video as well. There's also free reading that you can get on there to understand the golden wheel. I'm having Zoom problems today. Anyway, it's about that time. So thanks again, Smash Team. And have a delightful day, folks. Check out the space weather video, our last upload, if you haven't already watched it. And please remember to understand the distinction between censorship and a hole in the ground. And don't fall into either.